Welcome aboard, everybody, and welcome back to By Leaps and Bounties, the 7C second edition by Chaosium game, actual play, run by me, hosted by Rook and Rasp. We are not affiliated with Chaosium. We just really like the game. So, I mean, who doesn't love pirates? So, here we are, chapter 4, and what a packed chapters the previous 3 have been. Chapter 4 is titled Into the Horizon. And we see, I was going to right into it. I'm excited without introducing myself or anybody here. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm ready.
They know who we are at this point.
Okay. I'm Danny. I'm running the game. And we have, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, John?
Oh, well, hello. I am John, and I am playing Gianni, the Vadachi Rogue.
Mm-hmm. Roxy?
My name is Roxy Thompson, and I am playing Amelia McJansen.
Of the
The
McJansons.
the McJansens, the Vesson
The
McJansens.
Vincent
But
guys.
I am a Highland Marches sailor.
Ah. And Michael?
I'm Michael Tipton, and I'll be playing Andreas Kars,
Yes.
the duelist sorcerer from the Sarmatian Commonwealth, with a friend.
Yes. Awesome. Alla?
Hi everyone, I'm Alla, and I'm playing Ninette Primevert, who is our Montaigne aristocrat in Way Over Her Head.
Yes. So, we once again have we come in and we see in frame a book, hand tooled, beautiful book, leather, says by Leaps and Bounties on the front. Our 4 symbols tooled on the sides, the sorte deck spread out, the sword, the gun, the blunderbuss, and the wedding veil. The hand reaches and pulls the book open. We kind of wave past a couple of pictures we've already seen of, a ship going off into the night and Gianni facing the pirate. A couple shots we have already seen at the beginning of other chapters. And on this chapter 4, we see the top chapter 4 titled Into the Horizon. And we see a picture of uh, our 4 heroes, uh, Andreas in the middle holding a box that seems to be glowing. The picture is, of course, drawn all in black and white on the page, with Amelia and Gianni and Ninette around. How are you posed or looking, or where are you looking, or what would your character be uh, when the captain comes for you in a moment? Where are you? What are you doing? How are you looking, Ninette?
Ninette is obviously just got forced out of bed for the first time in a long time, and is probably trying to cover some of the light as best as she can with her body to try and avoid rousing any more suspicion that they already have had, while immediately saying, just throw it overboard. Just that's where it belongs, back in the sea.
So we see Ninette trying to cover the box, looking over. Yeah. What about Gianni
Uh,
in the
I
picture?
was nearby, probably about a foot away from the group, offering suggestions, because I was not the one who held it. I was like, I think the last thing I said was, don't they have pitch to, it's a ship. They must have pitch to cover it.
Yes. Yeah, so we see Gianni kind of, to the side, looking at them like, you know, perhaps. And what about Amelia?
I'm in. I'm probably still continuing my mantra of piss, piss, piss as the captain and family show up on the deck, and I'm trying to quickly figure out how I'm going to explain exactly what's occurring at the moment. But I've met some of these people before. I don't know the big burly fella on the side, but I'm steeling myself for whatever comes.
Right. Okay, so we see kind of this black and white drawn, or on the parchment, this picture or tableau. And of course, we see Charles Exeter in a corner who is also there. And has his hands like this, wearing no glasses, but he is looking very concerned in the picture as well. And right below the picture, it says, strength that comes from having navigated through it. Strength comes from having navigated through the storm. Raise your sail and begin. And that's from Greg Williams. And we focus on the picture, and it slowly starts to come to life. Color starts to bleed into the picture, and the sound of the ocean and the night sounds of the water and the boat start to permeate our ears, and people start to breathe and blink and move in the tableau, and we hear the voice that we heard during the last chapter saying, "I'm the captain of this ship. What exactly is going on here?"
I am total mom caught me pulling sweets out of the candy jar look on my face.
Do I know this captain's name?
Her name is Kiera O'Connell. You heard that from Douglas
Kiera
Cameron.
O'Connell?
Yeah,
Okay.
Kiera O'Connell, Captain O'Connell. She is, I'll describe her for y'all. She's not a big woman. She's slight. She's very innish. She has red hair, brown eyes. I've likened her kind of looking like Karen Gillian. She has a braid. Her hair is braided up, and she wears no hat or anything like that. She has a sword at her side as well. To one side of her is Douglas Cameron, and on the other side is a man you hadn't seen before. He obviously looks Vestin. I picture him kind of looking like Viggo Mortensen a bit. Dark hair, kind of scruffy Aragorn era.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, and they're.
I mean,
kind
it wouldn't be Green Book era Viggo Mortensen or like History of Violence or whatever Viggo Mortensen.
Of course not.
The only era of Viggo Mortensen is Lord of the Rings.
Exactly. So yeah, she's standing there with them on either side and looking at all of you. Her eyes kind of go from Charles to you four, like in between, like waiting for someone to speak up.
Captain, I apologize for the disruption, but we came into possession of an item after the incidents that we experienced yesterday with the. Did Cameron tell you any of this?
He told me you ran into the Whisper, and that the Utrecht was destroyed.
It was. Okay, he's not lying. Those are the things that happened. During that, we discovered that, well, there was an item that all Silent Death wanted. I thought we'd thrown it into the ocean, but it got retrieved from the ocean. And, I kind of just point over my shoulder at the man with the vibrating, shining cat headed to bathwater. I don't know what it's doing, and I don't know how to stop it, but it's doing it, and I was gonna throw it overboard.
And she kind of looks at y'all as if, do any of you have anything to say?
Throwing it overboard could be a good idea, could be a bad idea, because it could just put it in the hands of the person who is, well, I think whoever has the other one is trying to pull this one to it, maybe? I don't know. We're dealing with fairy tales, so pick a fairy tale ending. This is, or, the middle part, whatever.
this is one of the darker fairy tales. This isn't one of the happy ever after ones. But no, I believe what he's saying is right. Silent Death had one. This is the matching pair to it, and I think he's trying to call for it, and that is what was. Sorry, just a second. Get your hand off the button.
Yeah, it is off.
Oh, it's not. But okay. Sorry, sorry. I could hear myself talking. I don't like it. It confuses me. I'm afraid if he gets it, it will be bad for all honest Salem folk, to be honest.
She looks at the man next to her, the Aragorn, the Viggo Mortensen looking man next to her, and over at Cameron. And when she looks over at the who obviously looks Vestin, Amelia, you would recognize, he is very Vestin.
Do I recognize him at all?
No, but he definitely looks like of that heritage. And the captain says, "This is Olaf Gunderson. He's my bosun." And Olaf says, they kind of passed a look back and forth, and Olaf says, I have heard of such things in my home country, but there was a story of such an item, but it took many sorcerers together to try to contain it. Well, many being, more than one. I mean, sorcerers are not that usual. But I
do laugh at that. I do laugh a little bit at that.
We could do that, and Cameron says, or we could throw it overboard.
I mean, okay, here's the deal. And it's still vibrating and glowing, I assume. Okay, make it humming really loudly, making a racket.
Mm-hmm.
If I may ask, what direction is the vibrating pulling me in?
Back towards where y'all came from.
So it is trying to pull.
So
it's trying to pull, like it wants to go overboard.
It's hard to but if it were, it would be pulling.
Yeah. I was picking up going. So this is actually pulling overboard and glowing things that you don't quite understand, that want their own way, is usually the worst thing you can do, is to give it its own way.
I agree with that. Putting it overboard is probably a bad idea. I'm a little flustered, if you can't tell. It kind of woke me up quite suddenly, and trying to figure out what to do with it, and not to offend you. I didn't wish to wake everybody up, and I really do apologize. But the problem is we have one lad here that wants to take it to some friends of his at some college that study these sorts of things. And then I know that Silent Death wants it somewhere out there, and I'm kind of afraid to even hold it overboard, like even hovering, because if it starts to pull downward, that makes me think that he's somehow gotten this close without us seeing, and that kind of weirds me out, because he did go overboard. His ship went down too, I think.
It was just burning.
Go down? It was on fire, right?
We didn't see it go down.
I don't think they'll be sailing very quickly, but
yeah. And says,
and
well,
then,
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know. Should I put it on? Would that break the bond? I mean, maybe not break the bond, but at least anchor it in some way that maybe it will stop this summoning process.
Charles says, we don't know what would happen if somebody were to put it on. And the captain kind of looks between, Olaf and Douglas. She says, if you were willing to take a risk like that, if we had some sorcerers aboard, we could also attempt what Olaf said. We need to contain this somehow before we decide what permanently to do with it.
I give quiet. I don't say anything, but I do look, hopefully a little stealthily at both Gianni and maybe a little bit at Nanette, but at Andreas is the one that I probably look at. I look at the two boys, and I kind of like, I'm not going to out you, but you might want to out yourself if we can get rid of it.
What do you mean?
But you guys might not
Right.
understand that. That's what she thinks she's telling you with her silent eyes in the dark with the glowing thing.
All I know, Captain, is that this Captain Death, when he attacked us, could control storms, throw lightning, and set the wind. Is that something you want him to increase that kind of power out here on the waves, if he is still alive?
That would definitely not be a good thing. That is not something that we would wish. He's been kind of a terror to most merchant ships along this path. I'd never heard of him coming so close to the shipping lanes before, but if you had something he wants, that makes a little more sense.
I would personally recommend us taking it onto the mainland. That is our home turf, and not so much his.
Well, we are going to Porto de Ser, but immediately, the immediate problem is how do we stop this from doing what it is doing?
Oh, shucks, I wish we had some sorcerers on board.
Well,
We could try that. We could try binding it in something a little bit more permanent. And she kind of looks around at everybody for more ideas.
Gianni suggested dipping it in pitch.
yes, that pitch would be good. It should muffle the light, and it should. We could put it in a barrel of pitch, quite frankly, and get it back out eventually.
Well, it might work for now. What have you tried covering it with?
Grain. A
Bull?
bag. Yeah. His robe thing. I mean, that's all it was in. It was in a chest before, but it sounds like perhaps maybe it was already making. It never did this, as far as I remember.
Was there
But,
anything fancy about the chest? Was it made of silver or something? And maybe some sort of properties of the metal?
I don't recall, but I do look at Gianni and I said, did you happen to spend any time in my captain's cabin?
From what I saw of the box, I did not see anything special. I didn't. What about you? When you pulled it from the ocean, the box that is, I didn't see anything special about it.
No.
box.
Did you see anything on the captain's chest, Gianni?
Like, you mean your captain?
My captain. You never were quite clear if you ever went in his cabin or not. But if you did, maybe you remember something about the chest that might have been like, I don't know, warding it or protecting it.
I can imagine no such thing possible. All I know is everything tells me, and I'll hold up the card. Everything tells me that there is a person coming for it, and they are out there, and I'm pointing with my hand in their direction.
So no, I don't think there was anything special about the chest. I don't recall anything special about the chest when this was given to me. But the box is just a plain box that latches. In fact, it's still in the box. I mean, I think Andreas has got the whole box wrapped up. So,
Yes.
but if we can put it in a barrel of pitch, then it might work. It's the darkest, densest thing I can think of.
Really quick, is bridge flammable?
Yes.
And it would light on fire if hit by lightning, yes?
Yes.
I would not put it in the barrel after all, now that I think about.
It does. The item does tend to put off a arc of lightning. Only if used. Only if being used. I don't know. Like I said, the only thing I can think of is putting it on, unless you have somebody here that can, like, do some type of rune tracing or something on it. Is that even a thing? I don't know. I don't understand magic. I know nothing about it.
Monsieur Exeter, you seem to be familiar with the mystical things. Did you have any suggestions?
I did read that the Seernith would use their abilities to contain. They would use their own abilities and magic to create containers for the more powerful artifacts. Perhaps that's what Mr. Gunderson was talking about. And Mr. Gunderson,
that all sounds well and good, but what do we do about that now?
How about a barrel of brine, salt water? It'll at least mute the vibrations. We tie it off to the mast for now. We get to take it wherever we go and go on mainland and yeah. It's either that or, quite frankly, I'll put it on.
Gunderson,
I don't think it'll come to that, Gianni.
I'm pretty sure I could outrun them if it came to it. That is one thing I'm very certain of, is that if I needed to outrun Mr. Death, I could... Well, you know what I mean. It's Silence, that was his name.
No, Silent Death was his name.
Captain Death is good.
Is there a barrel of water on the deck?
Yeah, there's a barrel of, they collect rainwater and stuff for
I'm
various things on the ship.
I'm gonna ask Andreas for the box.
I'll
Let me see the box.
I'll start unwrapping it, and as I hand over, I'll lean a little bit and go, if you put it on, I have a little experience with containing things that need to be controlled.
Right. Okay. Well, let's try this first. I take it over and I find the barrel, and I dunk the box in the barrel, and I'm like, "Do you have a lid for it?"
It's right next to the barrel. You can hear the water sloshing around inside the barrel, and it does glow, but it's not as bad. So, because it's, in all this water, and it can't really penetrate through the barrel.
Maybe we can get some soil or something once we get to some sort of land.
I mean,
Or bury it in something.
I just want to know how strong this pool's gonna be. Like, I do think we need to follow his suggestion and tie it to the mast. Or at least tie it to something so it can't just fly overboard if, like... I mean, do you think that proximity makes the pull stronger? Like, will it... as he approaches and potentially follows the draw, could he just lift it out? From
I'm more wondering if it's costing him to pull on it, because he didn't pull on it during the battle, and he wasn't pulling on it until now. So it might be taking an effort from him in order to do it.
What if it's somebody else?
Or maybe he thinks it is overboard and he's trying to pull it out.
Oh, that could be.
So, part of me's wondering if we can wait it out.
Do you know? I look at the captain and Olaf and Douglas and say, or probably specifically Olaf, is there someone in Castile that might be able to help with this?
Olaf says, I don't know many in Castile, but and then Charles goes, I do.
In Castile proper, Mr. Exeter.
Well, you know, in the port, I heard that we were going to Puerto de Sara. I know that there are some members of the Invisible College there. They would have some experience with this sort of thing. I don't have my books, or I would look it up myself.
He shoots an eye at Andreas. Or whoever dragged him from the boat without his books.
It was either let him drown with all of his books or save him.
No, I understand. I get it. He doesn't. Captain, I hate to ask, how far out are we now from Puerto del Sol? Puerta de Ser.
At least 7 days.
Oh, okay. That's a long time to be listening to this racket.
How close to the coast are we?
We are pretty close to the coast. It is the shipping lanes, after all. I mean, we could try to go towards land, and you could rowboat ashore if that's what you want to do.
I mean, not particularly. And what good's that going to do us? I mean, really, we're gonna take it with us. It's gonna keep, if he keeps pulling on it.
But he would not be able to get to us as quickly. I think we have a greater advantage on land than we do out in the ocean.
I was just thinking about that, is that if this controls the weather, they can he can make his ship go faster just by giving himself faster winds, right?
You actually saw that he did that. Yes.
So maybe
that's how he got upon the ship so fast.
Yeah, the sooner we get off this boat, I mean, the safer everyone else will be.
That might be for the best then. I mean, either that or one of us puts it on and attempts to do the same thing to try to speed us along.
I'm gonna do a quick random poll.
Without knowing what we're doing, it might be, you know, we don't want to set any more boats on fire.
Oh, this is fantastic. And I hold up the tower.
Yeah, that looks terrible.
Why?
Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Why do you keep pulling those damn cards? They haven't done anything for us yet.
Is that really random?
That was 100% random.
Well, in that case, yeah, the cards have spoken.
It wasn't random, it was fate. Have you never pulled a card from a tarot deck before? I don't know what my accent just went to. I apologize to anyone from anywhere but America.
I don't practice that. So, and nor have I ever visited anyone who does.
We're looking at a possible calamity. Where do you want to face the calamity?
Where he doesn't have home field advantage.
Yeah, we need to get to land.
Okay, because looking at all this ocean is making me really queasy again.
Well, I'll do my best to pull you in at the closest place that we can find.
Much appreciated, Captain.
Well, anything that might get under Silent Death's hat is a win for me, in my opinion. And Mr. Exeter, you were trying to take this thing somewhere? He says, yes, we study Cyrnith artifacts, which this has proven to be. And I was accompanying it to the place where we can get it to a safer place to study and see what we can learn from it. I see. So I assume you'll be going with them when they leave this ship. I said, oh, yes, I couldn't let this out of my sight. I'm hoping they'll help me get it where I need to go. And he kind of looks at all four of you, hopefully.
I have a very sneaking suspicion that Silent Death will be looking for us as well. Might as well all travel together.
And where exactly, if you don't mind, were you going?
Are you sure you want to know that in case, anything bad would happen? I mean, not that it will, I'm just... Maybe it is best you don't know.
It's true. I mean, I doubt you'll still be in the same place if he catches up, but if you feel that's safer. But I could also assist you, at least the best of my ability. Be safe.
Frankly, I'll take all the help I can get at this point. It's been a hell of a day.
It seems like it. And I'm not exactly happy about having this thing on my ship, but if Silent Death wants it, I don't think that any good is going to come from it. So the sooner it is taken care of, the better.
You mean you kept our you kept our boats, didn't you? Are they just tied off?
Yes.
I mean, we can leave when we need to, if you'd rather we depart with it. The rest of the crew of the Utrecht doesn't know about this. This was, well, I don't know if Douglas told you this, but it was between the captain, Gunn, and myself. Mm-hmm. And I only got brought into it yesterday. So, but Gunn was working with the Whisper. He's not working for anybody anymore, I can assure you.
There was a mutiny on Captain Wheel's ship.
In its final moments, yeah. But I dealt with him as mutineers are dealt with.
Well done. Well, I'm willing to take you to Puerto del Ser. It might be a little risky, but it's also risky going off by yourselves. I'm at least willing to do that and take the rest of the crew to the Utrecht, but if you feel it would be better to go ashore right now, you can take your boats and leave if you so wish. I'll leave it up to you.
If we can, as I said, this has nothing to do with the rest of the crew. I don't even think Keg knew that this was going on. So what I'm proposing is, if you can get us as close, like if there comes a time that you need to get us off the boat because of the item, we'll depart with it. When I say we, I mean the 5 of us here.
Mm-hmm.
But if we could stay with you in case he does find a way to get to us, we'd better have the backing of a large ship than us out by ourselves. If you're willing. to get us a little farther.
Mm-hmm. We can do that. And as she says that, the little vibration and stuff, Andreas, you're standing next to the barrel.
Oh yeah.
It stops. Like it's not moving in there anymore. You can't hear it like anymore or feel it anymore.
And like when that humming stops, like immediately anyone looking at her, you can see that Ace, like, she had been tensing and tensing and tensing, and like her muscles were just drawing up just because the sound was getting to her so much. The fact that it stops, she kind of visibly deflates a little bit, but in a good way, a relieved deflation.
So I'll reach into the bucket, into the barrel, and kind of pick it up and go, maybe this should be kept on one of us at all times.
I'll take it back. It was...
Of course. Just shakes off the water as best as possible, cracks it open so it drains it out, hands it over.
Yeah, I'll put it back in the bag. You had it wrapped in your cape, right?
Oh, I had unwrapped it before it went in the barrel. I'm not ruined.
Sure, but you have your cape out?
I have,
or
but yeah,
whatever.
it's a coat. It's a full like, jacket.
I'm gonna like dry it off on the like hem of your coat.
I had you my sash to dry it off with, not my coat.
Okay, there we go. I do that, and then I put it back in my bag. I do open it just a little bit to make sure it's what it's supposed to be and that it's there. But I just
It stopped.
Yeah.
the only...
Maybe it takes maybe it takes effort. That was my theory, is that it takes some effort for him to be able to call it to him.
And then
Maybe-
Davis says there's always a price to pay, isn't there?
A lot of times big things of that nature do require some kind of major price.
Captain O'Connell, what do you know anything about the Whisper and the Silent Death? Anything extra? Like, do you know? Have you heard about any abilities that Silent Death might have?
I know that he can't hear, which is why part of why they call him Silent Death.
He's got a mastery of sign language, we did discover, but he also has a translator.
I know that the Whisper does not leave survivors if it can all help it. He is not usually interested, from what I've heard. He's usually not interested in the run-of-the-mill things that most pirates might get, you know, shipments of food or shipments of money and gold. He tends to go after scholarly expeditions and other such ships.
Sure. So he's got an eye on artifacts. Okay, but you've never heard that he's got any sort of sorcery powers or anything like that, right?
Not as far as I know.
He does keep people around him that do have those powers. We saw a couple with him.
Last time I
Or at
heard,
least one.
there was some Porte mage working with him.
Oh, Olivier. Dubois was the name that she gave, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, I talked to a captain who had managed to escape with his life at some point. I guess Silent Death decided to spare him for some reason, which was unusual at the time, but now that you say that, maybe it was so people would know that he had such a mage, and he did mention that when he finally was brought back ashore.
Perhaps.
It wouldn't be unusual for captains to try to give warnings. if they want to build up their reputation.
Right, right. Well, he would have, Wheel would have gotten away, but he went down. He made his choice. It was a stupid one, but you know, who am I to say? I'm just a scout.
He was a good captain.
Well, since it's quieted down, I suppose we can go back to sleep. I hate to ask. I mean, I know you've done everything that you could for us, but you don't happen to have a private cabin where I could sleep with this, right? Because it tends to make a scene down in the hold.
Yeah, I think we can find something. Yeah, she's like, just give us a couple minutes. And she kind of goes off with Olaf and Cameron and leaves you all up there. Is there anything in particular you want to do now?
After they are out of earshot and can't hear me, I can't affect it. I thought about that already.
You can't?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I can. And I look over at my Davis.
I could help you.
We don't need
That
to
would
talk
be
to
a
your.
big
We don't need to
favor.
talk to your little silent friend.
It would cost a lot.
I don't have that kind of currency in my pocket.
Not many people do.
Let's just get to Puerto del Ser and see if we can find somebody that can help.
If we make it there, I do know some people. I could contact the Invisible College, and see what they say. I need some glasses too. I can barely see anything.
Honestly, it sounds like the Invisible College is about the best option that we have right now. I really don't like the thought of anybody experimenting on it or, you know, wearing it and trying to control the weather and things, but is the college prepared to deal with the threat of the Whisper and any of his compatriots or other pirates
Well, they
with
don't
the same
know.
goals in mind?
They don't know what happened. I will have to report what happened. We thought the other bracer was out there somewhere, but we did not know that it was in somebody's possession until now. This opens up a whole new line of research that we'll have to look into.
Okay, well, between the five of us, if we get into the shit on this boat, if he shows up, I'm not gonna throw it overboard, I'm probably gonna put it on. So whatever that means, I'm just letting you know that I'm probably gonna put it on.
Well, let's
Good or
hope it does
bad?
not come to that.
I agree, I really don't want to lose my arm. I have a feeling I won't get my arm back if I put it on. I don't know. I don't futz with this kind of stuff. I don't mind it, you know, I don't think any of y'all are evil or anything, but it's concerning. On the box that didn't Manette mark the box once upon a time?
She did.
Is that mark still on the box?
It would not be on there.
Okay.
I've read that like it can be submerged and not like, but I guess with it being like wrapped up in cloth and moved around.
You'd have to look for it, I suppose. Know where you were looking. You know, it's a silver box. You know, it's just
Sure.
like a silver box, and Nanette did mark it. So, you know, I mean, if you
I was
pull
just
it out
wondering if
and
I could see a
inspect
mark on it.
I mean, there's
I wouldn't know that it
probably
came
like
from
some smudge of red on there somewhere, if
Mhm.
that means anything.
Well, it's in
Yeah.
my satchel right now. I was just wondering if it was noticeable.
It has to
'Cause
be
that would be a whole other-
specifically cleaned off.
It would
Um,
depend
Would have been a
on how
whole
much
other
Amelia-
freak out for Ace.
Yeah, it would.
Oh
it
god,
would-
it's been marked. Somebody's gonna come get it.
Yeah, it depends on how much Amelia knows about portrait magic.
I know fuck all about any of it. I just that's where I am. I'm just like, as far as I know, everything now could be some type of magic. I didn't know that there were. I didn't. I don't say any of this, but like, yeah, she doesn't know. She doesn't know anything at all about it. She's just like, I didn't even know that was a thing, and he just walked onto the bloody ship and then walked right bloody out.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy, keeps talking about seeing strands of fate and what have you, and
I've never said anything about the strands.
he keeps saying he can like sense fate and all this stuff in the cards and this, that, and the other. It's probably some other type of magic.
Fate is real, and it is in everyone.
I'm not saying it's not, but I don't see it. Sounds like a bunch of like, I don't know, some weird religious mumbo jumbo.
Entirely, yes. 100%. Actually, they're very accurate.
I'm having a very Han Solo moment at the moment.
The one from those storybooks?
Right.
What, I'm red.
Yeah.
They were entertaining.
Cameron does come back, and he says that we did find a room that you can use. If you follow me.
Yeah, and I do. I do indeed. And I bid farewell to my companions.
Mm-hmm.
It is very
Okay,
unfortunate. I
yeah,
wish I
so,
knew that. Then I can have a private room.
It's not why I wanted I didn't want...
It's alright. I'll go sleep with the boys again.
I fully intend to go down and sleep in where I had it. So it was a rather comfortable grain sack.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, so, if nobody else wants to, do anything, it is nighttime just to set the, it's wee hours of the morning when this all happens, so you guys have had quite a day.
I think at least two of us really want to sleep.
Yeah. So Amelia, you're shown to kind of a smallish room, with just like a cot in it. It's pretty simple, that you can stay in, and Douglas says, well, I didn't think I'd be seeing you again under these circumstances.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know if I ever expect shipwreck, but, here we are. I look around, is there a barrel of water in here?
Oh, we can bring one down.
Oh, just in case it goes off again.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best way to silence that. At least,
For
muffle
now.
it a little bit.
Yeah. The captain is a good person. I know you may be wary, but she is a good person. And
Yeah,
she does
I'm
not
just a
like
little-
pirates.
Okay, I mean, that's good. After the whole business with Gunn, it's a bit fresh.
I'm sorry. You were close to him?
Well, he reminded me of my dad a little bit. But it is what it is. He's not my dad. My dad would never do that. I thought we had a good thing going, and just to find out that he was a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people could have died. I mean, a lot of people did die, because we all weren't backing down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thankfully, I think more of their people died. I shot like 12. Felt pretty good about that. And if you count Gunner, I mean, I just set a really heavy crate on his chest. Tacked him down. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's done. Tell your captain, if you see her before I do, that I really do appreciate the room. It's not trying to impose on your good graces. It's literally because this thing did wake up the entire hold. And I don't know if you've seen a group of Essen when they get woke up and they don't get enough sleep, but it is not fun.
Just Olaf
fair
is
warning.
enough. So
Yeah,
I can
fair
imagine
warning.
what a bunch of them would be like. Well, I understand. I don't have. seen very few Cyrnith artifacts in my time, but I know they aren't to be trifled with. So I'll have a barrel brought down.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Cameron. Have a good night.
And he goes. Gianni, do you do anything before you go to lay down?
Not really. About what time in the evening is it? It's pretty late, isn't it?
It's like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
it's
back
like
to bed I
really
go.
late. Okay. Nanette?
No, just directly back into bed. Bed.
Pip and Squeak with Pip and Squeak. And Andreas, do you do anything?
Completely passed out. Though with my sword a little bit closer than before.
Yeah, before you drift off, you hear your Davis saying, no, it would be so easy to go up there.
As I roll over and kind of cover my ear, I just say, "Shut the fuck up."
Okay. All right. So, I will tell you, the next day, everything seems to be, the weather obviously is clear as it was the next day after you all go to sleep. The ship is, working, as well as it can, with the crew and everything like that, and the extra people does put a little strain on resources, but they're working out how to make it work, to get everybody to their destination, and they're pretty sure they can. What does everybody want to do? Let's start with Annette. What are you going to do in the morning?
Oof. If nobody needs her to do anything, she's gonna sleep in and then probably vomit over the edge of the boat for like a few hours.
Oh no. You've got 6 more days of this, just so you're aware. Just you remember hearing that last night. 6 more days.
Why didn't we choose land?
Yeah. And in your mind, you're like, I did choose the boat, didn't I? Yeah, people go by. You see food and stuff going by, preparing breakfast, but that doesn't really help you very much.
No, she's mostly gonna try and stay out of the way and be miserable.
Okay. Gianni.
Gianni is going to want to track down Amelia. At some point, he's going to be like, I know that you and I haven't got off on the right foot, as it were, but it would behoove us for me to go ahead and finish my reading for you. Fate does not like to be toyed with.
All right. I take whatever swill passes for coffee or tea on the ship, and why don't we go back down? You can see that I have the bag slung over my shoulder. Where should we be, on deck, or should we be, like, do you need to have a special atmosphere?
No.
Do you need a candle or something? I don't know how any of this works.
No, it is very simple. The card has already been drawn and already dealt, but I must relay the information, lest I tempt fate to change it. So
Okay.
the fact is that nothing, I do believe nothing is unsure. There is wiggle, but everything is a way of being done, no matter what. I asked you, knowing when you said your name was Ace, and here's reality. Yes, you are Ace, Amelia, and you have had that nickname long before you met me. But names have meaning and power, and meeting me at this time, you could have that name for forever. You could have this name going forward. It is all up to you, but when fate puts something in your path, you pay attention for a moment. Does this make sense so far?
Sure, you're telling me that the nickname that I gave you, that I said was my name, I've had for a long time, and it means something, and fate told you this, eh?
No, I'm simply saying that that nickname fate may have provided you, and may have put me in your path to give you the information of what you chose yourself.
Okay. Well, you go on. I follow.
You drew. You chose out of the ones I presented you the Ace of Swords. You probably think swords is a martial thing, yes?
I mean, maybe I don't. I mean, yeah, kinda. I suppose, or strength, maybe.
There are two things to know. There is what the card is, and there is where the card stands, and then there is what you see. An ace is always at the first. It is always beginning. It is it's a position, and it's also an expectation. You are the best. Yes.
Well, I don't know if I'd say the best, but I'm pretty good. I mean, they told me I got 12 guys yesterday. That's I feel pretty good about that. If I do say so myself, right up until the ship sank.
The sword is not. It is not strength of arms necessarily. It can represent that, but it is more drawn. Think of it as if the sword, it moves through the air. It cuts the wind. The sword is the wind, and the wind is the mind.
So, the sword cuts wind. Okay, good to know.
The wind is the mind. You're not drawn to this just because of martial strength. You are drawn to this because of your mind.
Oh well. Okay. Yeah. Yep. All right. Is that it? Was there more?
No. You're drawn to this because you are sure-minded. You were drawn to this because this is a representation of who you are. You might think you are a great warrior, but perhaps you are actually a great thinker.
All right. Okay.
These are the things that... there's what you see. There's what this is, the sword. But then there is what you see. And the sword. Yes, it can represent it can represent martial, sure. But it is one sword. It is pointing off into nothingness. It is both real, what you see, and it is more. There is that which you do not see. There is that which goes beyond it. So, when I look at this, what I see, though, is the sword is raised in victory. The sword is always sure. You're always first. You're always thinking that you're always going to make the same choice. You're always going to make the right choice. You're always going to be heading forward. Your sword is raised in victory. But the sword is also raised to strike. That is also a warning. A sword raised to strike is never raised to defend. A sword raised in strength and surety is never sure, can never truly be prepared for when it is wrong.
But you just said that. You just said that I was always right.
You think you're always right.
I do. Remember that for next time. I mean, I really appreciate this, Johnny. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's one card.
It is one card, but here's the thing. It is a warning, because this is also the sword that is prepared to strike. Always. You should know who your friends are. Sometimes you think they are enemies, sometimes they are not. Sometimes you should question your actions ahead of time.
I appreciate the insight. I really do. I need some time to parse all that, decompress a bit. I'm interested to know how you might have been tempted to change fate, though. It didn't sound like I'd necessarily I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting you to read my fortune. And, well, it sounded more like you were telling me how to act.
This is just who you are. I give you warnings based upon what is your nature, as presented by a simple card. Tomorrow it may be different. Next year you may not have the same nickname. This is just in this moment. Be prepared for what fate has for you. And at the same time, I would say don't be so rigid.
I'll not take offense at that. I don't know that you know that I'm very rigid. You've known me for a whole 36 hours if we're counting. But, again, I appreciate the insight. This was a lot of fun. Maybe later, when I have some time, we can play some more cards. Have you read anybody else's fate?
Often, many times.
I mean, like
Of this
out
group,
of my crew, do you make money doing that?
most certainly.
Do you expect me to pay you?
No, I sometimes when I think fate whispers, I listen. I think fate wanted me to give you that.
Well, tell fate I really appreciate it, and it shouldn't have, and maybe next time it won't. I need to go check on some things. But I really do appreciate it. Gianni, just stay out of trouble. Try not to swing off this boat or nothing. I'm gonna go up to the crow's nest and see if they need help, something with my eyes. And I'll see you later.
Awesome.
And as she walks,
Andreas.
yeah, as she walks away though, and is out of earshot, I say, "It's why we stayed on the boat. You are certain."
Indeed. Andreas, what are you doing when you get up?
So Andreas is going to wake up, put on his jacket and everything, and of course cinch his sword belt down as normal. Make his way to the galley and see what they have, like something light, as well as like a mug of some kind like water or whatever, and make his way up to the deck. And just set the water down next to next to Nanette, like just holding it there and just like crunching on like the bread.
Thank you.
Swish first. That was me on my trip to Montaigne.
Does it get any better?
It helps if you soften your knees and don't hold on to as many things. If Nanette looks over, she'll actually notice that he's like half a step back and his hand is not on the rail, but his knees are soft and he's kind of moving with the boat to keep himself a little more level.
I will work on that later.
You dance?
Maybe after. Not well. And the thought
All
of it
that
right now
training.
makes me even more.
No. I don't mean do you want to dance? If you the same kind of motion. When you like when you spin in dancing, you have to basically keep everything steady. It's the same thing. If you keep everything a little more steady with your head, you won't get dizzy. You won't feel as queasy.
Alright, I will try that. Oh, but when everything stops spinning.
All right. Okay. So, what is everybody? What is everybody going to try to do to spend the day? And then I'll kind of like jump in with how's Gianni going to spend his day, or what's he going to be trying to do on the ship, if anything?
Somebody's got to have a concertina around here somewhere, and so he's gonna find one and play some tunes for the crew.
Excellent. All right. They're an Innish crew, so you know, they'll be, you know, mostly Inish and from Avalon and the Highland Marches.
I nudge one of them just to, you know, before I launch into a song, make sure. What is the crew's feelings on the Queen of Avalon?
Oh, they don't like her.
Excellent. And I break out into, old white queen was a merry old soul, and the merry old soul was she. She sent for her knight in the middle of the night, and she sent for her painters 1, 2, 3, slap it up and down to the painters.
Start singing along with you.
You know, and
and all of you can probably hear it if you're up on deck.
I look down from the crow's nest and just kind of shake my head.
Yeah, they'll totally let you, you know, step in and help relieve somebody so they can do other stuff, if you offer. So yeah, you can totally.
I'm just keeping an eye on the horizon, and I all around looking for any hint of the storm or the whisper, or any of it.
Excellent, gotcha. Andreas, what was Andreas going to be doing for the day?
Andreas is paranoidly keeping an eye on the basically behind them, the direction that he felt since he had it in his arms the longest, the direction he felt it kept pulling. He's just at this point paranoid. I mean, who would have thought the guy who has would have a healthy paranoia about things?
Indeed. Nanette, are you just gonna be clutching onto the railing?
I mean, probably like 95% that. And once there's nothing left to vacate, then we'll attempt to keep some food down and practice walking around on the boat as instructed.
Soft knees, he said. Soft knees.
I don't know what that means.
Lotion. Use lotion so they don't get calluses.
No, not like that. Don't lock
that
them.
makes a lot of sense.
Don't lock them.
My skin has been very nice out in this ocean, but I just feel like I'm getting really salty and crusty sometimes.
At some point, Nanette, Olaf, the Vestin, comes up to you and he hands you a little pouch. He says, "This is an herb. This will help with the."
You don't know how much this means to me. It's just
Well,
been
it's
a
not
really
just for
rough
you,
couple of days.
It's for everybody else who is complaining about the noise and the smell. So.
Well, speaking of that, would I be able to get some clothes that maybe somebody doesn't want anymore? As mine are covered in blood, a little bit of vomit, a lot of tears.
Yeah, he nods. He says, "Yes, we can find you something. I'll send someone to find you when we find something. I'm sure the captain has something as well. So
I will make it worth a while.
indeed,
With coin, nothing strange. Just I've got coin.
You, anyone on the deck, or in the crow's nest or wherever, will definitely, you'll see the crew walking around. You see Douglas Cameron in position. You don't see the captain. You do see, the bosun, Olaf walking around giving orders and stuff like that as well. And you see Charles. He has a book with him. So that he is reading and trying to walk on the deck at the same time.
Oi, Charles, you about went overboard. The deck only comes up to your mid-thigh, bud. Midwestern again.
Oh my.
I just look at if there's someone else in the crow's nest with me, if there's even room for another body, I'll be like, that guy, he's gonna walk right off the pier one of these days. I don't know what he's doing booking sea travel.
Andreas right there next to him just just politely, as he like continues to like have his, just politely turns him around, like faces him in a new direction, and pats him on the back for him to continue.
You're the manual version of what happens when a Roomba hits a rug or a wall.
Exactly what it is.
You see, he's reading a book on mythology.
I'll glance over and like glance at the pages.
Yeah, it's a book of mythology. Seems to be from Avalon somewhere. You're pretty sure all his books went overboard, so you know.
Where'd you get that one?
The captain had it. You know, she's quite a reader. You know, she has quite a few books, and she had this one, and I thought, you know, maybe there's something in here that we could use. I mean, it's Avalonian, but you know, there's always hope.
I mean, yeah, at this point, anything to help us out. I mean, that's wait. I hope you find something in there, and Andreas is going to start climbing up to the crow's nest.
Oh, okay. Andreas is climbing up to you, Ace.
I mean, I know I'm not the biggest person, but I don't know if there's room for another. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. I just want to shout to talk to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I scooch over. I look at the other guys up here. I'm like, you can go now. I can see.
Yeah, and he's like, and he climbs back down.
You're relieved of duty. I don't know if I have that authority, but assume I do.
Do you have it with you?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
And I pat my pouch.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you'd left it in the room you'd been given, or that. If it was on
I don't trust most of the people on this ship. They're not bad people, but I don't know if anybody caught wind of what we had. They'd just as soon take it and sell it.
Well, if I was coming up here because if you had left it down there, I was just going to go take a nap in there, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I see. If I need to do something where I don't feel comfortable carrying it, I'll call on you.
Yeah.
You see the Davis, Andreas sitting like on the crow's nest. He's got his legs crossed. He's sitting, you know, his feet are dangling over. And he says, you know, you could push her. Accidents happen on board all the time.
You know, I wish I could push you.
Excuse me.
Not you.
What? Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
You know, it's a little easier when I don't have to hold my tongue around them.
I mean, here's the deal. I'll assume if you say something weird or disobedient, I'll assume you're talking to the other one. If you say I, and you do as I say, then I'll assume you're talking to me. I'm just kidding. You're not on my crew. I'm just saying, if you threaten me, I'll assume first. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. That if you're actually threatening me, you'll say my name or something.
Oh yes, no, I tend to be very forward when I threaten people, as you saw.
Yeah. No, I did see.
As I told Mr. Exitor, I have to deal with watching every word that comes out of my mouth and someone else's mouth for most of my existence. So that's pretty much why I like shooting. Shooting straight, much like you do, and having people shoot straight with me.
Yeah, just don't have time for all the games. And I kind of look over the side, and if Gianni's still down there, I'm like, I still don't know. I don't get a good read on that guy. I guess that makes sense. He's the one that seems to want to read everybody, but I just don't know. I'm still not entirely sure that he didn't rob my ship before it went down.
I mean, I guess a slightly pragmatic. I was gonna say a slightly pragmatic thought would be, at least it can still be put to use. At the bottom of the sea, it's not much use to anybody.
True. I don't know what he would have found in there, though. Honestly, I really just thought we were a merchant ship. I have no idea where this blasted thing came from.
I
When
mean,
he
he might
called
have.
on Exeter to get on the boat, Captain. Yeah, there was all. Clearly, I know nothing.
Well, my
but-
cousins always. My cousins are the captains of ships. Always kept their payroll in their captain's cabins. So, I mean, if nothing else, it's a little coin.
I'm gonna ask him if he took any coin from my captain because I'm owed a share of that.
That's
Right.
true. By rights.
If he argues with me, I might have to shoot him, though. How do you feel about that? I won't shoot him. It's fine.
I mean,
He's
you
kinda
asked
growing
a
on me.
question. Yeah,
Huh?
I said you asked a question. I had to think about it. How do I feel about shooting
The
Gianni?
Davis, your Davis is still sitting there, and he says, "Well, you could let her do that, and then they'll probably keel haul her, and you can take it."
I don't want it.
That's not true. Just
He
imagine
sounds
what
like
you can do with it.
Okay, this is what I'm imagining. I already have you. Do I want a second of you? No.
But imagine what we could do together.
I've seen what one of your kind can do. I am quite aware what one of you can do. I don't need another one.
You'll change your mind.
I'm just watching him like talk off to the side, and I keep looking like into the open air beside me, and I'm like,
Here, I'll paraphrase real quick.
no, I
He
mean he
wants
just sounds
me-
like a right asshole. He just argues with you all the time, doesn't he?
Oh, hands down. Very much so. Yeah, he wants me to get you killed or to take the gauntlet from you.
Oh, interesting. Well,
Would you like
I'm
to hear
glad
the
you're
current suggestion?
defying him at this point.
It's at this point it's one of my favorite pastimes.
Can I shoot him? Is he
No.
like nothing?
Well, not yet.
Nothing will deal with him. Or...
It's complicated.
Yeah, it is kind of complicated.
Yeah. I mean, if you really wanted to shoot him, there are a few things I could do, and you could shoot him.
Like, could
but,
you summon him? Like, could you summon him into the
Yes.
material realm or something like
Technically.
that?
You don't want to get rid of me. Think of all that I've done for you, and all I ask are teensy tiny little favors.
I thought you want me to do what would be required in order for Ace to shoot you.
Bah! And I see if did I scare him?
he kind of looks over. Why is she screaming?
I don't know. See, the thing is, the only way for Ace to shoot you is if we complete all of our contracts, correct?
Perhaps.
So, I kind of have to give neither of you what you want right now. Ace wants to shoot you. You want to be in a position where you can be shot.
I want to help you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Only
I'm
because it gets.
hurt.
You want to help me because it gets you closer to your deal. It gets you closer to your goals.
You think so little of me.
No, I think very high.
I've done nothing but give you good advice and solid counsel, and I have helped you.
I think very highly of you, which is why I trust you very little.
That makes no sense whatsoever. Now he's pouting.
Oh, I
How-
hate to interrupt this lovers' quarrel. This is a real small crow's nest, and
I'll head down.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I mean, I know
No
you
worries.
can't probably tell him where to go, but hopefully he'll fuck off.
He tends to stay around me.
Nice. It's Especially since he wants to have me killed, I just kind of would rather he, you know.
He only
And
wants...
I look over in his direction, I'm like, shoo shoo.
So he doesn't want you killed, he just wants me to have the gauntlet.
Oh, well,
I'm
there are
only
easier
thinking
ways
of
to do
you.
that.
If anything, I'm selfless.
Aha. As I climb down.
Nanette. So a little while later, do you take those herbs?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Not
After a
even
little-
questioning them. Could be poison. Just, going down dry.
Going down dry. After a little bit, your stomach starts to settle a bit, and Douglas comes and finds you, and he says, the captain has some clothes for you ready if you follow me.
Of course, of course. Thank you so much.
It takes you down into the thing, and he knocks, and he says, Captain, I've brought Miss Prevere for you. And she says, yes, come in. And he opens the door and lets you in. The captain's quarters, Captain O'Connell's quarters, she has a lot of maps and books. It's very neat, and you see a lot of things from a lot of places around Thea. A wide variety of, like, trinkets and things like that, little knickknacks, carved things, a few pieces of, like, a couple rings and things like that, sitting, and she has a rather large table with, books and papers and things on it. Just, oh, yes, come in.
I am so terribly sorry to ask this of you. Had we been on shore, I could make do, but unfortunately we're here, and all of my possessions sank with the Utrecht.
I understand. We seem to be about the same size. My clothes should fit you.
She's probably far leaner of build.
She gestures over to the bed, and there's some variety of clothing over there. There is a skirt, but it doesn't look like it's gotten a lot of use to your textile eyes. You kind of gather she probably doesn't wear it that much, but she has it. It's really nice though. It's a very brilliant blue skirt, and of course she has some plain white blouses and things like that, and there are a couple types of pants there, and some boots and stuff.
I don't want to, take more than I need. Just maybe a change or two. And of course, I once we get to Castile, I can happily pay you. I've got coin at the banks there.
Mm-hmm. She's writing something with a quill at her table, and she says, "So tell me, what are you running away from? Nanette, was it?"
Well, running away is a strong term. It's really, this is an opportunity for me to find myself.
I see. And you chose a Vestin long trader.
Well, it was the first boat I was leaving at the time. I didn't really think that far ahead in the moment of panic.
So you left somewhere very, very quickly to go somewhere you didn't want to be. That sounds like running away to me.
Okay. When you put it like that, yes, it was a little bit of running away. I didn't think a lot of things through at the time, but given some opportunity and a clear head, I'll probably go back eventually. So, I'm not running from the law, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, I was a little worried that I not only had to worry about silent death, but someone coming for you.
Well, admittedly, I'm sort of hoping they might think I drowned with the Utrecht, but In case that is not the case, as soon as we get some sort of port, I will let anyone know that I am quite alright and they do not need to search for me, and I was definitely not kidnapped.
All right. I wish you luck on your endeavor then.
Your assistance is amazing. Thank you.
Advice. I would maybe change your appearance a little bit. If someone's looking for you, you have a pretty distinctive look.
Oh, how? Should I chop off my hair? I've read in a lot of adventure books that is what young ladies do when they're trying to escape, make a new life for themselves.
No, you could do that. Whatever you feel is necessary, just as someone with experience. You've the best advice I can give you.
You've also run away from a situation, a difficult situation.
Well, I didn't inherit this ship. And I sensed the same sort of thing in you when I first came on board. This very ship, as a matter of fact.
I'm not sure I'm picking up what you're putting down. What do you mean?
Well, I started on this ship as a crewman who was trying to run away from responsibility, shall we say.
Well, it seems like you've done well for yourself at least, so can't be that bad.
I wish the same for you, but as I said, it wasn't an easy path, and it would have been made easier if I had thought to hide my tracks a little bit better. The crew here are very nice. They're willing to teach you skills that might be useful to you.
Oh, I will happily learn anything they will teach me.
So you're not so obviously unused to being on your own, to put it gently.
You make some very good points. I'll learn what I can, and I do have some skills. I can assist in at least matters of financial accounting. I can take inventory of your stock, make sure you're not getting played by merchants in foreign ports. I can help.
Excellent. And then she'll kind of go back to what she was doing. And you can take, whatever clothes you like, I guess. Whatever you're going to pick out. So the rest of the trip is going to go fairly quietly. Does anybody want to do anything? Talk to anybody? What are you going to be spending the rest of the days doing? Gianni?
I think for the most part, Gianni's is going to be entertaining people, and he's actually just because he doesn't want to see people seeing him use it. He is going to sneak the earrings back into Nanette's possessions at some point.
Okay. Awesome. Ice, what are you going to be doing?
I'm probably going to be helping out her on the ship as much as I can. If I find that they're starting to train Ninette, though, I'm going to be like, oh, wait a second. She was on my boat first. I think she's probably mine to train. You're not. I look at Cameron and I'm like, you're not putting her on your bloody crew, Cameron.
No, the captain said just to help her out, learn a few things.
I got my eye on you, Douglas.
I'm swabbing the deck.
She's so proud of herself.
I've never had to clean anything before.
I've lost more than one sailor to the pot of gold, and you're not taking Ninette. This is not the life for her, but if it is, she'll be on my boat when I get one. I mean, if she wants to, I guess.
I didn't want
Just
to bother
saying.
you, Miss Ace.
Well, thank you. I am busy. In fact, and I climb back up the nest and look out over the sea.
Awesome. And Andreas, what are you doing?
Andreas is probably going to spend the rest of the time on this trip basically actively ignoring his Davis, who is probably actively attempting to get him to somehow take, steal, or kill in order to get the gauntlet. And he will probably do whatever, like physical, basically fitness training he can do, whether it's working through forms and that kind of stuff with his sword play and that kind of stuff.
Sweet.
But basically, like, doing whatever he can to just actively ignore old chum who wants to attempt to just make him do whatever it takes.
Nice. And Ninette, what are you going to be doing for the time?
Probably whatever grunt work people are showing her how to do, and she's doing it with as much stride and excitement as she can. So
Great. Perfect.
I learned how to tie a knot today.
Yeah, you can learn to tie knots, learn about ropes, learn about the part of the ships, learn how to peel stuff, all that sort of thing. Swab decks, clean clothes, any of that sort of stuff you can absolutely learn. And you start getting a lot better at walking around the ship after a few days. And all of that. So, after a few days, you do pull into Puerto del Ser. And it is a beautiful Castilian port. Very, very busy. Very, very, it's during the day when you all when the pot of gold pulls into port. And yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's very busy. You're familiar with this Port Amelia. You've been here before. You actually know one of the bar places around here that you had gone to previously. They put forth and let you down. They put down the things. They're preparing to haul off stuff so you can leave the ship. And Charles is ready to get off the ship. He's actually carrying a book.
A singular tome.
A singular tome close to his chest.
Gave me a book. I've seen that look before. They were given 3 strands of hair. Holy crap.
Are you all going to offload onto the ship?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you don't go too far. You see a bulletin board, for you, 5 of you, with Charles, following you off board. It's not too far till you come to a notice board. And all of you noticed immediately that there is a wanted poster on this board with a very familiar face on it. You are standing right next to her. It's Ninette on this wanted poster. And with that, we will take a 10-minute break.
Wait, I can explain.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Hope everyone is well rested. We are left off with everyone having gotten off the pot of gold after having pulled into Porto del Ser, and they immediately run into land. And it's land, finally. And that's happy. But they run into almost immediately on the billboards along the docks and the wharf a wanted poster with the likeness of Nanette on it. And what it says wanted with a picture of Nanette Primevere, wanted for robbery of the Vatican Church of the Abundant Prophet. 50,000 guilder are being asked for her return.
You robbed the church?
Why are you staring at that poster and then back at me?
Because it has your name on it.
It's got your name on it.
Kind of looks like you.
Your hair's a little...
Well, yeah, I mean, the
Last
hair's a
year
little
now.
This is
different.
very flat. That's really what I look like? That's nice. Wait, what is... Wait. What?
This-
I didn't do this.
You stole from the
Did you say-
church?
What?
Did you
No.
say 50,000 guilders?
I mean, I'm not mad, but, like, you stole from the church?
They're asking a lot of money for you. We're gonna have to...
Wait,
We're gonna
but I
fight.
didn't steal anything from the church. Except myself.
You what?
I-
You were a nun?
And I
No, no,
pass over my hat and I put it on her head.
How did
Just
you
the-
steal yourself from a church?
I ran away, but I didn't steal anything.
But you weren't a nun.
Maybe no. Okay, it's a complicated story, but I didn't take anything but what was on me.
Apparently, according to some smaller print, it explains that this thief has stolen the personal property of the bishop of the church.
Were you going to marry the bishop?
That,
Were you having an
no,
affair with the bishop?
no. That's
John
quite
just
rude.
realized
Although,
what's going on.
like, I know what's going on. Johnny. No, but I didn't steal it. I just ran away from my own wedding, but I didn't take anything else with me. I wouldn't have time.
You know, these sort of accusations, they usually have witnesses.
Yeah, well, as traumatic as it was, I'm sure they could have pinned anything on me. Oh. Well,
I mean, you did board the ship with earrings. Did the earrings belong to the bishop?
No, those are my grandmother's.
What about,
Your grandmother's a bishop?
No.
No, they don't let them do that. I don't think. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not...
I know.
I don't know a lot about the church.
Just
I
keep
don't
your
either.
head
The-
down.
the-
Let's
it's
see if
really
we can
just-
get inside somewhere. Is there only one of these posters, or is there
They're
several?
around.
I'm gonna grab this one.
You should save this.
Can I save this? This is a nice picture of me.
And
I
it does
take it
have
from
a
her and I put it in my
local,
bag.
Castilian address to turn in any information if you have
Well, do you-
seen this person.
You think the crew of the Pot of Gold won't turn me in, will they?
I don't know. I think I'm more impressed that, someone wanted in Montaigne is... They're paying out in Castile with the war going on.
Really? Only 50,000?
Only.
Only?
Just let's go. Let's go. Keep the hat on.
Okay.
I would pay you more if you don't turn me in. Not immediately,
don't-
but
I mean,
Not now, but at some point.
I don't think that we want to turn you in.
oh, thank you. Oh, you mentioned those earrings. Those actually showed up where I was sleeping, but I could have sworn I gave them to the captain.
And I just turn squinty eyes on Gianni.
What? I'm a roguish thief.
More magic tricks, I say, hey?
Look, do we just... I think we need to get off the street.
Absolutely.
And,
I know.
I think I
know
have a cousin
tavern down
here.
the-
Oh, you have a cousin.
Oh, there we
in
go.
Castile, obviously. Yeah, your cousin. Okay. Your cousin?
Make him name his own cousin.
Merrick. Merrick Karras.
Very trustworthy.
He is, of course, a merchant, like your,
Yep.
family. Whole family is. So he probably wouldn't be too far from here, where the docks are, and all.
Yeah, I visited him on my way through when I was swinging around the first time because this was an obvious stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was
So-
not the cousin in Cheroo's.
No,
That was a
different.
cousin.
Yeah.
Different cousin.
Yeah, that's the one that I.
The message.
Well, I didn't.
I'm just curious, is 50,000 about enough to buy a boat?
Ace contemplates quietly.
I'm not actually sure what the conversion rate is. I know it's 10 wealth to buy a boat.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious because not that I have any intention of turning you in, because quite frankly, every person that can not be in the hands of the Vatican Church is better. Trust me. My mom lives there.
So you guys are walking to. Are
Quickly.
is,
Oh yeah, I'm leading them there.
is leading the way. Let's see.
I'm hoping the fact that Nanette is dressed in like smorgasbord of sailor stuff.
You do catch that there are a couple people who kind of look at you and would see this as you're kind of like hustling through the streets, following Andreas to his cousin. And Charles is looking around like he's following y'all, but he's very worried. He looks very worried, as he usually does.
Is there something we can call you that's not one of the two names printed on that poster?
I mean, you could just call me Net.
Net.
I don't. I don't. Like
Not good
like
with
like a
nicknames.
net, like you have on a boat. It can be like my sailor name.
Okay. We could probably make that work. I'll discuss with you the difference usually between trade names and true names later, but it'll work for now. You're not Vesson. It's gonna make a couple people maybe quirk an eyebrow, but it'll be okay. Unless you can pass. Can you pass for Vesson? Can you like post up and just
I don't.
suck in?
I honestly, the first Vessons I've really met were the ones back on the boat. I can try.
It's okay. You don't have the right accent either. But just don't say a lot, especially if you can try to ditch the accent. I mean, does the thing say that she's Montagnese?
Yeah, it says she's.
You
Tory
might
and
want to
she's
not
Montaigne.
use the accent around the
I can't-
poster.
I can't not talk. Oh, I mean, suppose I'll just not talk. How about that?
Yeah, I would never tell you to shut up, but maybe it'll suit you better for a moment. Just we'll pretend like you can't talk. And it's a new development. I know. What we need, let's just get to his cousins. We can talk about this, hopefully. He won't say anything, right? Your cousin.
It's pretty trustworthy. Yeah.
Okay.
Charles, would you be able to make your way to your contacts?
Yes, I think so from here, yes.
It might be best if you try to get in contact with them while we deal with this situation.
Okay. Where shall I find you?
I give them the name of the business. We'll be there, or if nothing else, you can get in contact with us through there.
And he goes off. He kind of goes through the crowd and clutching his book to his chest. And you all move on, and I assume, and it doesn't take you too long.
Nice.
to find the merchant the cousin. It says, Karis shipping on the front, and looks like a fairly, well off, doing pretty well shipping company.
You said this was Merrick?
Merrick. Yep,
Yeah.
Merrick.
Andreas will step in first and go, hi, is Merrick here? Is he in his office?
And there's, a couple people up front, a couple clerks, and, one of them looks up at you and he says, yeah, can I ask, I was calling, do you have an appointment?
It's his cousin Andreas. I was here a few weeks ago.
Oh, I will go and tell him. And he scuttles off to the back. The clerks keep doing what they're doing. And a few minutes later, a man who can kind of see the resemblance to Andres a little bit, a bit of the same facial structure and all of that, comes out, and Andres! I didn't expect to see you so soon.
Yeah, we ended up stopping in port here on my way back through. And I just had to come see my cousin. With our family all about, sometimes traveling around is the only way to get the best news. So when I finally get home, I can tell everybody what's up, or what's going on. Could we talk in your office real quick?
Sure. Who are your? Well, you can introduce me in the office.
We'll talk up there.
Okay, so yeah, he leads you back, and he has a what looks like a very bustling office. He has papers all over the place. It looks very efficient. Shipping records, a desk, all of that sort of stuff, and he lets you all in. So I have some water or something a little bit stronger if any of you.
Andreas looks at Nanette and goes, let's go with the stronger.
Okay.
Do you have any do you have tea, coffee, something like that?
Yeah. And he leans out the door and he says, yeah, can you get us some, would you like tea or coffee?
I'd love some coffee or tea. All the tea.
Anybody else for tea or coffee?
Coffee would be great, yes.
Okay.
Coffee and Castile is too stout for me.
Yeah. So he he does that, and he pours you a drink, and he offers a drink to Nanette too. So who are your friends? You didn't have them here last time. I'm sorry. I'm Merrick Karis. Andreas is my cousin, obviously. And
this is Amelia, Gianni, and Net.
You would have introduced me as Ace, probably.
Yeah, I have referred to you as Ace more often.
Yeah.
This is Ace, Gianni, and Net.
Excellent.
Pleased to meet your acquaintance, Mr. Karis? Is your name as well?
Yep. Carried it down. There's a lot of us out there.
So I've heard.
Yeah, we ended up running into a little bit of trouble on the way here, actually. Silent, the Whisper?
You mean the pirate ship?
Yeah. The ship I was on was attacked by the Whisper.
And you are here.
We got picked up by the Pot of Gold.
Yes, Kira O'Connell's ship. I worked with her a couple times.
This is all very blunt, and I'm going to be watching the cousin very closely because we jumped right into it, and I'm a little surprised.
Yeah. He looks more confused than anything else. If his expression could talk and be like, I'm glad to see you, but why are you here? And
So,
Who are these people? He's kind of just looking at all of you like,
so unbeknownst to us, one of my friends here, um, has been falsely accused.
falsely accused.
Yes, theft
That.
from the Church of the Prophets.
Oh, those posters?
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. I mean, the war with the war going on. I mean, you know that the relations are and we're fighting and stuff,
So,
but apparently
right.
the bishop paid a lot of money to do whatever it took to try to get. He hired porte mages to send out to put through descriptions and stuff for this. Apparently, according to the police, because I have a friend in the police, because it helps
Yeah.
to have friends when you're in the shipping business.
Yes, we do.
She stole this cross, this golden cross with rubies, from the bishop's office as she was taking off from the church.
Dad,
Apparently, her maid, Sarah something or whatever, I forget the name. Apparently, she said that she only left her for a minute and she thought she was just distraught and upset about getting married. But now people think that she went and she took from the bishop's office. And at least that's what I heard. And so
Well, now I'm just watching Ninette and I'm trying to see if she reacts at all.
She's having a straight-on meltdown, and she's hiding it under the hat as best as she can.
Mhm. So,
Next.
Abe, go ahead
yes,
and
what?
let's do a roll. We haven't done a roll.
Oh my
yet
god,
this
first
game.
roll of the night after the
I know.
break.
Let's do wits and what would be a good one? Wits and perhaps notice. Wits and notice, that would be the perfect one.
Lovely, lovely. That is 7 die with my little bonus.
Yep.
Is this reliant on my keen vision?
No, it
Perhaps.
is not, as a matter of
Damn.
fact.
Okay, that's fine.
2 raises.
2 raises, you say? Let's see here. Well, I do get to re-roll a die because I do have a 3 in my notice, but let me see if I even need it. Here we have 2 6s, we have a 5 and a 2 and a 3, and then we have a 9 and a 2, so that's 3 raises with no dice left over.
You remember very vividly you were up in the crow's nest the night you left Charoux's, and Gianni swung onto the ship in quite a manner and handed Captain Wheel something that sounds very similar to what Merrick is describing as payment to get on the ship from your vantage point up in the crow's nest.
Upon remembering that, and I'm looking at Gianni, can I do an empathy, a wits and empathy on Gianni to see if I can pull anything from his expression?
Okay,
His
and Gianni,
shitty
that would be
grin?
a contested, so you would have to do a perform.
I will
How is
purposefully
Gianni
fail.
handling all this? Let's
He
get
actually
to
is enjoying the hell out of this.
that.
He's like leaning back, taking a sip of his tea.
Oh, he's like, when he was just like, and she stole from the bishop. I was just like, oh still.
So I suppose it depends on, do you want to contest it? Do you care?
No, he failed. He said he failed on
will
Oh, he's
purpose.
gonna fail, so
purposely
you get a hero
fail.
point. So you see him looking very pleased with himself, probably.
I knew your shit-eating grin had a lot more to say than you wanted to let on. Or maybe you do want to let on, I don't know, but
I think it's
I knew
wonderful
you were a thief.
in a way.
You are a thief, and you're going to get us into trouble because now all the posters have her on it.
I have a
So
plan.
you two see her do that, and like
I have a plan.
Don't.
You stole it?
And
My
you
face-
weren't
and-
getting that married. That wasn't your wedding, was it?
That's how he paid. That's how he paid to get on the damn boat. You did, and those earrings, you got those out of the captain's cap. Did you get that cross back? Do you have the cross on you right now?
God in heaven. Come on, I have a plan.
Do you have
Yes!
the cross on you?
I
Son of a
I
bitch.
take the drink from my cousin. I pass it over to Ned as I spin around just to watch this and sip.
Merrick's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought she said you said she was wrongly accused.
She was wrongly
She was.
accused.
She was wrongly accused. It's this son of a bitch right here.
I would
He can't
never
keep
have
his sticky
steal.
fingers
I
off
am
of me.
plenty wealthy. This is bullshit.
Wait. Okay, so she didn't take it.
Yes,
He did, and you didn't know?
No,
I didn't know.
Well, I'm an honest merchant. I was just working on the damn boat. I just saw him pay with the cross that just matches the description that you just gave.
I don't know, Andreas.
I didn't think
If
anything
they
of
get
it.
caught here with that thing, with all the...
I'll kill him
bet-
myself. We'll make sure that nobody finds the cross here. But do you have any hair dye? Scissors.
I got scissors. Wait, what's happening?
Well, I mean, it's a suggestion just because she kind of stands out.
Yeah, I mean there are Andreas. You know what? I'm gonna leave you for a few minutes to let you sort this out. I'll be back in 10 minutes, okay? And
You're not going to
probably
call
should
the
be-
guards, right?
Andreas'
Plausible-
family. I am giving him the grace of 10 minutes to figure this
Plausible-
out, and I
Plausible deniability.
suggest that you all not be here when that happens. I'm sorry, Andres. I want to help you out, but
No.
I mean, if I
Giving us a moment to breathe and figure this out was more than help enough.
all right, I'm not hearing anything else. You and he, you know.
Understood. Thank you very much. We'll be gone before you come back. What is your plan, you goddamn snake?
Okay, now my apologies, Ninette. That it seems that your name has been implied in all this. It does not make sense to me. They have no proof. It is horrible. I will admit that. I will admit that. But what if we have an address on that wanted poster? Now, I'm not saying turn you in. Do not go there. But we bring the cross to them for that reward. And say that the ship was attacked by silent death. It's true. And I came upon this cross, and I believe that the Ninette must have gone down with the ship.
If you're planning something sneaky, I will gut you like a fish. And I
am
have just
planning-
learned how to gut fishes. I'm very good at it.
Congratulations on that, by the way. It was very impressive. But no.
I'll give you the knife.
Would you like a ship? There is a reward on that wanted poster. Do you want a ship? I need someplace to go. You want a ship. She wants to be free of of everything. How is this not a win-win situation?
Okay. Just slow your goddamn roll there, okay, Vadachi? This is the problem, is that to get that 50,000 guilder, they're not looking for the cross back. They're looking for her.
Yes, but
The cross may not make us 50,000 back. It may just drop the wanted.
And you might just get arrested. You are just walking right into there. with
For
just-
harboring a fugitive.
who says
or
I
they
was
might just
harboring
implicate
anyone?
you for the stealing. And, this is clearly they are willing to lie and,
And then
say
they come
horrible
after
things
me.
about me.
And then they come after me. They say, "Oh, this man had the cross all along. At least gets it off you. And we have a chance to make money."
Or does it just add? Because then they just think that the two of you are working together.
Wait a second. I have an idea. It's kind of a modification of this plan. It's generous. In my chest, I have my documents that show that I was a worker on the Utrecht. Signed by the captain, certified and all that. Actually shows that I got on board here some months ago, and then we can. Anyway, I have these documents. I can say that you both. Uh, actually, I'm gonna keep Nanette. I'm gonna keep Nanette out of it completely. I think I'm gonna take this guy. I'm gonna manacle him. Bet I can find some manacles here. And I'm gonna take my papers because I do have my chest with me still. I'm gonna take my papers. We're gonna go to the wharf master, and I'm gonna say, I come from the Utrecht. Here's my proof. Blah blah blah. The Utrecht actually sunk at sea, but I made it here on the pot of gold. This guy paid for passage on my ship with a thing that I think people are looking for, and we'll return it, and I'll see if I can't get it a reward that way. It might not be the 50,000 one, but maybe it'll take the heat off Ninette and get us some gold in the process.
And then I escape, correct?
Then you'll go wherever I tell you to goddamn go, but I'm not turning you over to him.
Thank you. Although I like my pen better. Just being honest. We can vote.
I don't know if even that would help. I mean,
What, voting?
I mean, the church might just believe that all of you are just in it together.
They might, but I at least have proof of passage on a ship that I was supposed to be on the ship. And I could get Keg to certify it. He was the first officer. We just say, or we could just say he was a stowaway that we found on the ship. That way they wouldn't want to take him because we'd be like, well, we still have to do ship's justice with this son of a gun. But we got here and we found out that there was a missing item.
No. You just said something very important.
What? Because at the same time, I do not wish to impugn the
Keg
honor of the
and
House of
the
Zilla.
other. No, Keg and your other crew members just got off the pot of gold as well, and also know that Nanette was there.
Oh, shit. Piss. Well,
It was a good plan. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to get turned in by one of the many people that saw me on the boats.
Yes, between several. Oh, it's
we don't know that. I mean, there were good people on the... Like, Pip
I
and
think we
Squeak
need
would
to
never
get-
give her up.
I think we need to get back to Charles and talk to the Invisible College about smuggling us out of here.
How do we know Charles isn't already turning her in?
Because it sounded like the Invisible College likes dealing with the likes dealing with the church as much as those who do what I do, and enjoy dealing with the church.
So, in the way that you don't enjoy dealing with the church, I take it.
In any way, shape, or form.
Okay. Well, if we can find Charles, I still think we need to find a way to disguise her face a little better.
That I agree with.
Can we at least try?
He probably has a pot of ink in here somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of our office supplies in here.
She kind of grabs a pot of ink and starts working it into her hair. Okay. Oh boy, the spirits he had were very strong, but this seems like a good idea at the moment.
Okay. Well, and then at that point I give you my bandana as well. We'll just tie it all up in there and let it sit for
Here.
a minute.
And I grab a rag and wipe the excess out real quick, and then toss my my large red wool coat over.
This doesn't look suspicious at all.
Well, actually, I
Maybe something less bright.
I can help you with that.
You have helped enough.
Are you sure? Because this is in the field of, the area that I can help with.
Which
Costuming?
part?
Hairs, disguises, costuming, this is all part of the craft of acting.
Acting. Fine. This one time, but I do not trust you at all.
Wise.
I thought we had a gentleman's agreement, but here you are, the cause of all my
agreement?
problems. Maybe I should turn myself in. I will take this thing, will go turn myself in. The worst I can do is send me back home and, I don't know, put me in the prison or something for a little bit.
That is not the worst the church can
No,
do.
this
My
is
father will
Castile.
buy me out. This is not a problem.
No, this is Castile. They would, the Inquisition would behead you.
Would they? Why would
Yes.
they? But the item was stolen from Montaigne. Why would they behead me under Castile?
Because whoever has this cross is an enemy of the church, in the end. That's why I want to clear your name.
Piss.
Thank
Ace is
you.
rubbing off on you.
So,
Should have gone with the handsome
I'll
man
help,
then. Ugh.
I'll help disguise Ninette.
You probably
Okay,
should.
go ahead and roll wits and perform. Let's see how well you do.
I would like
Just,
to
just give
burn
me however many. Well, yeah, go ahead. What do
I
you
would
do?
like to burn a hero point representing all of the help that we are giving.
Okay, awesome. All right. So go roll and just tell me how many raises you get.
Ooh. We're looking at four raises with one dice that could be bought.
All right. So I'm going to determine that anybody who's trying to look for Nanette will need at least 4 raises to get through your disguise and actually recognize her, which is pretty darn good. So do you want to? What does Gianni do to help disguise her looks?
Okay, so first, let's take care of the hair. And he'll actually be, running his fingers through it, fluffing it up. He will find some sheepskin leather or something to get the dye in there properly. And he's just like, your hair is texture. It's actually really, really good. And he starts this asking all sorts of this ridiculous questions as if this is another day on the stage.
Andreas, will you pass me the rest of that liquor?
Yeah, your cousin's liquor is right there.
Just gonna down the bottle.
Your Davis is sitting in your cousin's chair behind the desk with his feet up on the desk, and you can tell he is extremely amused by all of this chaos going on.
Right before you finish the bottle, Andreas pulls just enough back so it splashes on you.
Oh. But that was such a waste. It was so good.
No one pays attention to drunks.
Not as much. And the smell usually helps.
Oh, we've been at sea for days without proper bathing. We all smell.
Speak for yourself.
I hate to be the one to tell you this. We're all very stinky.
I don't sweat.
All right, so Gianni helps you. Now, you're running out of time in this office here. So
As soon as Gianni's done, I think we head out in order to not create any more trouble
Come on, stick
for my family.
Can we go with my plan, please? Come on. We end up with a boat at the end of my plan.
I think we end up on a boat at the end of no matter any plan. So weren't we trying to stay away from boats?
I mean, well, we don't have time to talk about this, but we were headed to Labuco, were we not?
I was.
Didn't we have reason to be there?
Yes.
They wouldn't go
Then we need
chase
a
after
boat.
me there.
Out of curiosity, do you know what this map is for? And I hand over the map I had and hand that over to Ace.
the
Do I
map
recognize
is.
the map?
You don't. You haven't seen it before. I mean, you can read a map, so it's basically kind of like the bottom of, there's Montaigne and Castile and Vodacci. Kind of the bottom, but there is a lot of space at the bottom.
Weird.
of
Like
this
for
map,
note
which-
taken, or it's just not filled in?
It's not filled in. It seems a little odd. And
Conspicuous?
to
Is
have
there
to
a
have
is there
that
a
much
candle? Is there a candle or a light source in this room?
So you're doing this before you leave, or have you guys left already?
If we've left, I'm just gonna be like, I'll try holding it up to the sunlight, but I doubt that'll work. But I'll encourage us to find shelter somewhere else now that she's a little disguised. And see if I can't look at that part and look for hidden writing, essentially, any kind of unseen things on the paper.
Okay. Well, I would leave it up to you. If you guys did leave already, or if you
Yeah,
didn't
we're gonna head out.
want to-
We
okay.
did let, yeah, we did.
So
leave,
Johnny
yeah.
brought the map out after you guys left.
Okay,
and
yeah,
on this
that
way.
works. That works.
Is there a window that we can leave out of? So we don't leave out the front.
I mean, there's a back door here, so if you
Yeah,
wanted
we
to,
go
like,
out into the back alley
head
by
out
the
back door.
shipping lanes.
Yeah. So Gianni pulls out the map. Where are y'all gonna go now? You know that
As
Charles said he was gonna come back here. That's the address that he had.
One thing I would like to do is while we're out and about, I would like to be kind of constantly conscious of where guards are.
Mm-hmm.
And if I happen to clock any of my former crewmen, and if they're talking to guardsmen, or if they seem to be looking out for us in a suspicious way, like they're trying to rat me out.
Well, thankfully you don't see anything like that. So,
Fantastic.
yeah.
I need to run a quick errand. You
Alright.
have my word that it is not to turn in anyone here. But it must be done.
Are you going to
Alright.
go with my plan afterwards?
Mm. I'm not doing your plan this time. I don't want to say ever, because that would potentially make me a liar at some point. But I have something I must go do.
Fine.
Let's just okay, well, we'll figure out a way to get back to you, or you get to us,
I
but
think if
I think we'll find a room.
yeah, you three can find probably a tavern somewhere or some kind of room in probably the worst the more bad part of town, and then I can swing back around here to pick up Charles.
Okay. Out of character question, GM. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't have my notes in front of me. What was the name of the tavern here in town that I went to get the job?
You couldn't really read it, but it had a blue oyster pearl
Okay.
kind of sign on it.
Okay, so like we'll just call it BOC. We're going to the Blue Oyster Cult, and we're gonna see. We're gonna go to a meeting of the Blue Oyster Cult, and they should have rooms available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it's pretty close to the docks and stuff like that. You remember?
Yeah,
So.
and I mean, I know this is a dock that's on the up, but I am quite confident that there are smugglers and pirates that go through Puerto del Ser. So, you know, we'll keep it on the down low, and then if I see a poster on the way in, I'll just tear it down.
Mm-hmm.
I do look at Gianni when we get there, and I'm like, "Did you get any money out of my captain's cabin?"
No, of course not. That was... Look,
No, I'm serious. I'm not upset with you. I'm just saying I was due pay,
no.
and if you took some, then you have my pay, and I would like some of it.
Sadly, no, I did not take that, because really the only reason I took the cross was because that's what I used to pay to leave. My thing was, here's the cross, I want to leave and get to this location. We didn't get there, I was taking it back. I saw the earrings, I took them too, I will admit. And I gave them to Nanette. Kind of.
Along
didn't
with a
get-
whole world of piss.
I apologized.
We'll work on your usage, but that's fine. I understand you're upset at least. Um, um,
Let me get the room for us.
Yeah, why don't you?
I walk over to the tavern keeper.
Oh yeah, so you guys are gonna go to the Blue Oyster. Have Ace lead you there to the Blue Oyster. Okay, cool. And then Andreas, are you gonna go on your errand?
Yes, I'm going to go on my errand, which is to, and this is going to be kind of funny to watch everybody else's reactions when I have to say this. I find the nearest Church of the Prophets.
Okay. We will come back to you then, and we will continue with. Okay, so you guys find the Blue Oyster. You know, it does have a sign. It has a it does have a sign in Castilian, which Ace couldn't read when she first got here, so she just saw the sign. But Gianni, it just says the Blue Pearl in Castilian. That's the name of the place.
I walk over to the tavern keeper.
Uh-huh.
Tavern keeper, my name is Gianni Messina. My ship, and I start regaling him with the tale of how the ship that I was on was attacked by pirates, and we were, you know, lost at sea, and we were rescued, and I've just arrived here in town, and you know, I'm a very well-known performer. I will gladly perform here tonight, but I would love it if you could provide me and my friends a room out of the generosity of your heart. And after I give this great big tale, I will spend a hero point to inspire generosity to get something of value for nothing.
Ah, sweet. Okay, yeah. So Tavern Keeper's like washing a glass, and as Ace would know, this place is very sailor oriented. Like most of the sailors that come from the docks are going to come here to this place. You know, it's very salty. It's very, you know, not high end. You know, it's got beer and stuff like that. And of course, there's a notification board on there. And where Ace, first you saw that piece of paper when you were here last time that gave you the hint about your mothership. But instead of that, what you had seen before, there is one of those wanted posters with Nanette's face up on this notification, no, up on this notification board as well. But yeah, he's wiping the glasses and he hears your tale and he says, "Well, I suppose I could let you stay one night, just one night."
Just one, yes, happily. And I will put on a performance that will inspire and perhaps make people much looser with their coin for you. I can sell some drinks.
Now let's see. Anybody in here? Thankfully, no one recognizes Nanette. I got 2 raises. So, the innkeeper, he hands you the key. And just one
Thank you,
room,
Captain.
though. So all 3 of you will have to share. That's the best I can do.
I thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. You're gonna go
Keep
up to the
hiding
room.
behind your hat. Yeah.
You're going up to the room?
Yeah, we'll go up to the room.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So you go up to the room and we will go to Andreas.
Sounds good.
Andreas, you're going to a Church of the Prophets.
Along the way, do I happen to pass by any statues that are of generals, captains, anything of that nature?
Yep.
I do.
Mhm.
As I pass by the statue, I pull my saber out slightly and prick my pinky, and flick off a bit of blood,
Mhm.
and say, and I incline my head in honor to the statue itself, offering both the blood and my acknowledgement of a warrior.
Yeah. The Davis does that. The Davis, you flick your blood, and he goes over, and he bends over, and sort of takes it all in. Where you flicked the blood. And then he turns around and he says, "You always remember."
And I just continue on because there are people around that don't know now.
He says, "See, this is why I would never lead you astray. You're so accommodating."
And then when I make it to the church,
You're just ignoring him the whole way.
I'm totally ignoring him.
Okay.
And I walk in through the door, and where they have all the candles, the prayer candles up and that kind of stuff, and I light a candle and I say for you.
Yeah, and he again takes it in much the same way as he did before. And he says, "Well, your debt is paid. For now."
And then I will also, and then as I make my way back to the shipping place, or the shipping company, I will also be kind of paying attention, seeing if anything weird's going on, as Ace did tell me that the group of them were headed towards
The Blue Pearl.
yeah, the Blue Pearl. So
Okay.
and then I will probably just stay close to it rather than actually go in.
Stay close to the shipping place. Okay.
Yeah.
You do see some posters along the way. You do see some police along the way as well. But you're by yourself. They don't seem to.
Yeah.
take
I
too
don't
much
touch
notice of
the
you.
posters, as I do not want to draw attention to myself.
Okay. Yeah. You get there, and you see you see Charles standing there, and he is looking extremely
Whoop.
concerned. And
I will just continue and
I didn't know where you were. You're just taking.
I'm doing the arms around the shoulder and just continuing on our way.
I didn't know where any of you were. I was standing here, and I went inside, and
Calm down,
and they said
calm down.
they didn't even know you in there, and
Calm down. Come on. Were you able to talk with your friends?
Yes.
Okay.
Where's everybody else?
I waited for you. Well, actually, I came back to get you, and we had to move around.
Okay. You guys are in the room now, so it looks like a fairly standard room. There are a couple of beds in there, so you'll have to make do if you're gonna stay there the night. So, are you guys doing anything particular once you get in the room?
If there's a basin of water, I will encourage Nanette to try to clean up whatever stray ink is there, and I do offer, if you'd like me to cut your hair, I can, but I understand if you don't.
What? I think there's something else you can do for me. Do you have a piece of paper?
Sure, and
Yeah.
yeah. There's a blue pearl notepad with a little pin.
Yeah, next to the Bible,
on the nightstand,
next to the prophet, the book.
next
of
to
the
Gideon's Bible.
Nanette hurriedly writes down a series of numbers. This is an account that is not technically mine, but it is a business that is somewhat detached from me. If you go to the bank, you should be able to train it. It should cover your expenses. If we do it quickly, I don't think they would have, traced it to my
It's only
my
been
businesses.
a week. But okay. We might. Who's the most upstanding of the four of us? Let's see, not Gianni. I guess I could do it. And I pocket it. And wait for Andreas and see if he'd rather do it.
Anything else before in the between time?
I'm trying to think of a good idea for how we get out of this mess. Yeah, I'm like going through my box. We have to get to Labuka, and I'm trying to think of ways that we might be able to get a ship that doesn't involve turning in Nanette.
Okay, cool. All right, so Andreas, you get to the Blue Oyster, the Blue Pearl, and go in with Charles, and there's a tavern keeper there. There's people around.
I describe Ace saying, and
Oh.
Gianni.
You're with them, and he looks at the two of you. He says, "I only gave them one room, so you're gonna have to share."
Big family. I'm used to it.
He says, "They're in room 4." So
I'm already laying on the floor with my hat over my eyes when you get up there.
I politely knock on the door.
knock on the door.
The crow flies at 2.
Ninette pulls out her kitchen knife.
Is it you, Andreas?
Yes.
Give me more words than that.
In perfect Highlander, in perfect Highland Marsh, I go, "It's me."
I walk
it's
over to
you.
the door.
Okay. Well,
Greetings. We have been trying to reach you about your boat's extended warranty.
ooh.
You would not believe how many letters my family has received about that.
Okay. What? So is Charles is with
Charles
you as
is
well.
here with me.
Charles, good to see you. Your friends at the college wouldn't have any way to get us off this rock, eh?
Yeah. Well, I told them that you had the item. They were not happy with me.
Well, you didn't do anything.
Well, they were mad that I didn't bring it with me. I was supposed to take it and
Just blame me. It's okay.
I said that I thought it was safer that way. But they said they can get us out of the city sometime tonight. I have the address. It's just 3 blocks from here. We can meet them there, and they will help get us out of the city. Well, I don't know exactly how. They didn't say. They said it was better if I didn't know.
I have a question,
Yes.
and this just seems like potentially getting the gauntlet where it needs to go. Do we have to give the gauntlet to the Invisible College at Labuka? Or could we give it to you and then continue on to Labuka to deal with other things like...
Well, Labuka is where my contact. We have ways to protect our research, and so I'm supposed to bring the gauntlet to Labuka and pass it along to a contact there who will then take it where it can be studied. They're expecting me, but I guess they'll have to send a message now. They said they would it, but they're going to get us out of the city. They didn't exactly say how.
Did they say where?
Well, they said to meet them at this 3 blocks from here in front of this particular shop, and they would send somebody to bring us where we needed to go.
Thank you, Charles. I look around and please don't take offense, Charles, but it feels very sketchy to me, knowing that we're wanted, or at least one of us is wanted in the city. You didn't mention her, did you, Charles?
No. I just told him that I had some
Did he?
people who had inadvertently. What's that? You activating?
I am activating with the prophet.
You're activating what? I'm sorry.
My virtue, so I know if he's lying.
Oh, you know if he's lying. He what he says is, he says, well, to protect our members of the Invisible College, we never know more than 2 members at a time. So, to protect ourselves, so we have to be undercover to make sure that we don't get caught moving these artifacts. I got glasses though.
It's good. That's good.
I can, yeah, and but I mean, if you would, if you don't show up, then at least give me the gauntlet if you're not going to go, and I can bring it.
Ace, I think he's shooting straight right now.
Yeah, he at least believes what he's saying.
You have to understand, Mr. Exeter, it's not you that I don't trust. I have my suspicions about you, but I do believe that you're trying to do what you honestly believe should be done, and I believe that you believe every word that you're saying. I would rather carry the bracer to Labuka myself. Once we get there, we can definitely talk to your friends at the college and see what's going on, but I don't know enough about your secret society to know whether or not your organization is prepared to deal with Silent Death should he call on the gauntlet or call on the bracer again. So I say, what time are we supposed to meet them?
They said at midnight tonight.
I won't force any of the rest of you to go, but I'm going to go and at least see what they're doing. And if we have to get into trouble, well, I'd rather be arrested for something I did than something that somebody else did and then got blamed for it.
We should stick together.
I swear, to the best of my ability, I will not let any harm come to any of you. Even if you don't really want me to promise that. Or don't think you need it. And that even goes for you, Exeter. So do we go?
I think it's our only choice.
I don't see any other ways of getting out of here.
I still wish we could do my plan, but
What
I
do you
said
want?
we could do-
Tell me your plan again. What is the first step of your plan? What would your first thing be?
I take the cross and I go to the place where the wanted poster says to go with information about or whatever. I provide an adequate story. I could tell them that some poor bastard who ended up on this ship that went down stole it. Technically true. And then, that you should clear the name of this young lady. But here is the thing that the bishop actually wants back.
So, your plan is essentially my plan. It just doesn't involve turning you in.
Well, that's what I said at first, yes. And then you said, "Oh, we're going to turn you in," and I was like, "Yes, but as long as you plan on me breaking out."
Well, that's because I thought you said you were turning in the girl.
Hell no.
Well, I could.
Johnny's like, snitches
Lad.
get stitches, man.
No, you must understand. I will never do anything for the Vatican Church. Never. And I'm telling the truth, am I not?
Yeah, as far as you know, he's telling the truth. I assume Gianni is.
Yes, 100%.
I mean,
Well, why don't you go and try your plan? We have several hours. Oh, yes.
What? And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tipsy now, but fuck the church. We should keep the stupid cross.
Well, I like where your plan. I like where your head is. I do. I like where your head is.
They're
I want you to
going
stay
They're
there.
just going to capture you, and then they're still gonna have a bounty on me.
Why would
I
they
think
capture
we
you?
should just keep the stupid thing.
I
It might come in handy later on Labuka.
I would tend to agree, but at the same time, I don't know if the cross is really worth much more than in this opportunity. This cross, I mean, look at it. I pull it out and toss it, in front of everybody. It's nice, but is it really 50,000 nice?
Okay, you take it out and you toss it. Go ahead and do wits and theft. You will need 3 raises.
can I attempt wits plus scholarship to appraise it?
Sure.
That's what I was gonna offer as well.
Yeah. 2.
All right, so that will get me to my 3 raises with nothing left over.
Okay.
3
Okay.
raises, nothing left over.
All right.
5 raises to appraise it and 1 left over.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so Nunette, you
It's the
know,
badass.
looking at this thing now, you know this thing is not worth 50,000 at all. At all, it is not worth $50,000. And Andreas, you know that too. Like, but Nanette is like, damn sure. She's like,
I don't
and
think
so-
these gems are even real.
So Gianni, you toss it, and you feel something. When you toss it on from the cross, like you toss it, and it's kind of feels a little weird.
One
That
second.
you kind of never really noticed before.
1 second. I pick it up and I start looking at it.
It's bent a little bit, just a little bit with all the stuff that's been going on, and you have seen similar things in your profession where little crevices and things for people to hide certain things.
Oh, what is this? And I'll see what's there.
Okay. You kind of maneuver it, and there is a piece of paper in it.
I pull it out.
And in Montaigne, it looks like a very fancy hand. And you read, Silent Death better get the gauntlet.
But the ever-loving head. Oh God! It's this says what I think it says, right? And I pass over to Nanette.
What? What is... This doesn't make any sense at all.
I did not plant that.
Yeah. It says Silent Death
Oh.
better get the gauntlet. And then, because it's a thin piece of paper and you can turn it around, it says, or there will be no prize. There will be no money. There will be no money.
So wait. This implies then that the bishop, or wherever you got this bloody cross from,
The
was
bishop.
somehow mixed up in all this bullshit with the freaking bracer.
See, yes.
You do remember that there was someone who seemed to know what you were doing there when you were in Sharu's Ace. And the captain
shit with the
seemed
knife.
very worried about that.
This could implicate that the church is working with
How did they know?
pirates.
How did they know that the church was gonna? How did they know that the cross was gonna end up on that boat? You better not be lying to me, Gianni. You better not be part of some plot.
And
I mean, what are
you can
the
tell
chances?
This is certainly, I will say this, this is not the plot I am part of. And I've not been part of any plots in quite some time.
You know, there's a reason we don't like the church in Montaigne. The priests and various bishops are always tied up with something or other. They're probably lining their own pockets by working with pirates.
So this is what is actually worth the money.
What, the note?
Yes.
Or the... Because it implicates the church being involved with pirates. Piss. All right. Well, piss.
Nanette, go ahead and roll wit and scholarship.
3 raises.
You know that the church often, moves artifacts between churches. So, seems like a kind of good way to move messages around that you might not, want anybody seeing. Because you do know that they, we have the cross of church so-and-so, come to services and see it and all of that sort of thing.
Muted.
You're a little muted.
Sorry, wrong button. Did that map have anything on it? When I looked at it over the firelight.
Oh, you're gonna put it over the fire?
Yeah, my map,
Yeah.
not the note, the map.
The map. You put it over the flame once you get into the room, and island starts to appear in the bottom, like in the middle of the map, and it says Labuka, and it gives coordinates for it.
Okay. This is
The
what I
island
propose.
itself, it used to welcome, it's kind of a free state, it used to welcome a lot of people there, but over time, that was a long time ago, over time, kind of the location got lost, and people know that pirates go there, and it's this place where you can kind of hide away and get things done, but exactly how to get there is usually a guarded secret unless somebody has been given some kind of coordinates or on how to get there and some kind of paper to let them know that they're supposed to be there. Which, if you remember, you're kind of like, oh, the captain did have me go and get papers before we left Sharu's.
Right. Which I assume went down with the ship in his chest. Because they weren't glittery enough for someone to steal them. The
But this
paper
one,
that the note...
Gianni, came from Silent Death's office, so...
This was Silent Deaths.
Okay, that's fine. The paper that the note is written on that was stuffed inside the cross, is it just normal parchment?
It's very nice. I mean, obviously, someone who had money, looks like nice ink, nice handwriting.
Sure.
Paper,
I am going to... some of that paper from the Blue Pearls notepad, I'm going to tear off a similar strip. And I'm going to write on it, drop the search for the girl. Your secret is safe with me. Period. And I'm going to roll it up and I'm going to shove it in the cross. And I'm going to toddle off Actually, do I trust Charles enough? Charles, friend, you really want that bracer, don't you? Well, somebody else wants that bracer. I need you to do me a favor. I want you to go downstairs and I want you to hire a courier. I'll give you whatever money you need. And I want this left at the nearest Vatican church with a little note on it that says, for the bishop. Can you do that for me? And then come straight back here.
He's kind of looking around at all of you.
Are you really giving it up?
It's worthless. They said it themselves. It's just crap.
I mean, it's still got expensive rubies on it.
Oh, no, it's still worth something. Just not.
Oh yeah,
like that.
yeah.
With that note, it's worth 50,000. They get it back.
The note is worth more to us as blackmail than giving it back to them. They'll just kill us if they know we have it. If
Yeah,
we
but
give
you
it
And
back.
can't
if
prove
they're
for the
working with
notes.
Black Death, they can find us anytime, anywhere.
Then I will... It'll be fine. I just want the posters to come down. It'll be
I don't
okay.
think the posters are gonna come down.
Well, I mean,
I think there's just going to be more
what are our
posters.
choices?
I'm with Nanette on this one. I think I think giving up what little value we have out of that. Plus, is this a known relic of the church? Is it a known relic of the church?
Yeah, I mean it's
Without
you
the cross itself proving that it's not being used as a hidden device, the note is just as worthless.
I feel like our options are very limited at this point, though. And
I
the
think
cross
our
does
op-
nothing but bring more fire down on our heads.
The fire's here. Once the church goes after you, the church is going after you.
This is why I say go with my plan. I mean, really. Let me take the cross with the note. We have a chance for money. We have a chance to clear the young lady's name. And the only head that is wrist is mine. And I don't care, because ultimately, what risk is there? If we get money that you get this ship, and hey, I feel like you might owe me at least a little bit if I get you a ship.
Oh, I don't owe you shit.
Look, I don't want to be the one to say this, but I think the bed has been thoroughly pissed. There's nothing we can do about that. I don't think they're going to take down all the wanted posters just because we give them back their thing. I guess I could go turn myself in and
No,
pray for the best.
that's worse.
Yes, not here. Sir, do not turn yourself in. That right now, at least clear your name and your family's name. And then, at the same time, you keep your head on your shoulders, and that's always preferred.
I think our best bet right now is to get away.
Well, we
Take
have a
the-
few hours before we have any chance of getting out of the city.
Then laying low might be the best thing to do.
Go train that account, buy us whatever supplies we might need, because I don't think we'll be back anytime soon.
Ace, you go and do. Apparently, you can get money.
I have money, yeah.
Well, I meant Nanette was saying something about an account.
Oh, yeah, Nanette can get, we can get money. Yeah,
I would-
I can go see. The issue is that if it is tied to her, then I might get picked
not
up right
directly. This was one of my business accounts.
there. Okay. Yeah, all right. I can get money.
Okay.
I tighten the strap on my satchel across my shoulder.
Okay. So this afternoon, what is everybody going to do? I assume Ace is going to go to the bank, try to get this money.
Yeah, I'm going to pull my long coat, my long-sleeved coat, out of my chest and throw it on over my bag before I leave.
Okay. What's everybody else going to do?
Andreas is going to look over at Nanette and go, "Do you know of any way to defend yourself?"
I had some basic training with a sword in my youth. We hire duelists for fighting.
Andreas is going to grab the fire poker, toss her that end, and take his sword and say, "Let's see how well this works."
Sweet. So you.
I'm. When
What do you
depending
want me to do?
let's do this instead. You still have the knife?
Yes.
He's like, pocket it, and then he basically takes like a stick about the length of the knife and starts walking you through where exactly to stab on people in order to create.
Oh, I've had medical training. I know where to stab them very well, with the pointy end as well.
Okay. In which case he gives her the stick and says, "Stab me."
Well, I don't really want to do that.
I guess that I'm going to take you to the church then.
Fine.
Gianni, what are you doing?
He's kind of at this point. It's like, okay, I really want to do my plan. Are you going to do my plan, or are we going to do something else? Because I really need to know.
Your plan is just to give up the goddamn thing, right?
In a way, but to get the reward is the plan.
I don't think you'll get any reward. You're just going to get captured.
I think you're just going to get arrested.
Yes. Fuck the church. Keep the thing.
With this face? I mean, seriously, with this face, you think they'd arrest me? Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Have
of
you
us
seen
look
yourself
simultaneously
lately?
and go, "Yes."
Even Charles is like sitting in the
You
corner.
know
he's
what?
just like,
You know what? Let's just
Mike-
let him go do it. And
Mike
say he's in
Davis
trouble
looks
if he
over and
gets
goes,
arrested.
"Yes."
Indeed.
but then we lose whatever edge we might have had by having this thing for, blackmail purposes.
Okay, fine. Okay. If that is the plan, okay. I'm still very sorry about your, the reward for you.
It's fine. They would have pinned something on me. But it's going to be a great story for the next 3 seasons at least.
Okay, so Gianni's getting ready to go to the
I think at this point I'm just performing because nobody wants me to actually do it. I'll perform and yeah, that's probably about it.
I mean, I think you should totally do it. You will 100% get arrested.
Agreed.
This is 7 Seas. Come on.
So were you going to do that or no?
I was if nobody stops me, but if everybody's like, "Come on, don't do it,"
Is
I'm gonna be
everybody-
okay.
I'm not going to stop you. Ace has already moved on mentally.
Yeah.
I've moved on spiritually from this moment. I'll be honest. If you want to go turn yourself in, go turn yourself in. I'll tell you right now that I have one plan for tonight. If we go meet the invisible collegians.
Well, as you say that, and you all are talking in the room, your bag, Ace, it starts to hum and glow.
I put the bracer on.
We're gonna leave it right there for the evening.
Okay.
Piss.
Holy cow!
So thank you all for joining us. Be sure to join us next week. Do you guys have any shows coming up that you
Yeah, we have Thursday night we do have Growing Shadows. We're down one cast member, but we're gonna keep on a playing. And that'll be at 7 p.m. and that's playing Ninja Crusade 2nd Edition, which I believe Danny worked on.
I did.
So we'll be doing that. It'll be our Teen Ninja show. And then on Saturday at 2 p.m., we have Mech Warrior Destiny, a little continuation of our Battletech game from a couple weeks ago on Seriously Let's Play. And guest GM for that one will be Chris the Hussman Hussey, who has been seen around the internet. If you're into indie RPG channels like this one, you may have run across Obo Cop or the Husman a few times, but he's a real good guy. Been writing for BattleTech for 30 years or more. So it'll be a fun time. So just tune in for those, and then Sunday we're back with Illuminated Page, and we'll start the week all over again.
Indeed. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Ace has now put on the bracer. So
That's her plan for that was her plan anyway with the invisible college people.
So we will see what it started humming and glowing. She threw it on. We will see what happens with that next time. And so we wish you fair winds and following seas until next time.
Night,
Good night.
Bye, friends.